This program is paid for by The Crossover with Marlon and Armon. Subscribe to their show-owned content at youtube.com/@thecrossover1060.
You're now tuned in to The Crossover with Marlon Jones and Armon Williams.
Hold up, you're teaming up a Sun Devil and a Wildcat? Who came up with that brilliant idea?
The Crossover on KDUS AM 1060.
All right, welcome to The Crossover with Marlon Jones and Armon Williams, KDUS 1060. My name is Armon, but I go by The Hammer, and my partner for here, he's Marlon Jones. He goes by Big Showtime. If you're listening to us live, please do us a solid. Go to our YouTube channel and our Facebook page, subscribe, and follow us on our social media accounts, please. Really appreciate it. That's at The Crossover 1060. Once again, that's at The Crossover 1060. So that's youtube.com/at The Crossover 1060. And on Facebook, it's just facebook.com/The Crossover 1060. All right, Big Showtime, Marlon Jones. What's going on, man? How's your week going, man?
Well, it's over, so that's a good thing.
Okay. All right. One of those kind of weeks, huh?
Yeah, and, tournament time for my boys. So,
okay.
Looking forward to that. Weather's beautiful.
It's absolutely gorgeous.
We're in November now, so all the Christmas decorations and music has started up, which is crazy.
It's a festive season right now. It's a festive time of year. And in addition to that, it's a festive season for sports.
Oh, yeah.
Now, we got a condensed show, first and foremost, to let you guys know we do have a condensed show. We are going to be preempted at 11 o'clock by the pregame show. NAU's got a football game today. They play. They take on Montana State. Montana State is 6-2, and I think NAU is 3-5. So they got a little matchup today. They'll be at Bozeman, Montana, which is a beautiful country.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever been up there.
Oh yeah, I've been up there.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's right. You worked up at those neck of the woods back in the day. Yeah, it's absolutely gorgeous up there. So that'd be an interesting. That could be an interesting matchup. NAU they're struggling a little bit. But they go up to take on Montana State up there in Bozeman, Montana. Today that game is at noon, so you can listen to it. You can listen to it here live on KDUS 1060. But we got a whole lot of news to.
Lot of news.
We certainly don't have enough time to go ahead and cover all the stuff that's been happening.
How's the song go? Got a long way to go, but a short time to get there.
Yeah. So with that, we'll go ahead and hit you guys with some opening buzz.
And now it's time for the opening buzz.
Big Showtime. We got so much stuff. I don't know where to start. Where do you want to start? I mean, I can give you a couple things that we can talk about. We can talk about the Phoenix Suns. We can talk about Wembanyama. Victor. Yeah. Wemby's been dominating. He's been kind of owning the Suns as of late. I mean, he's going to he's going to own the league here pretty soon. It's going to be his league. We can talk about
the Harden trade.
We can talk about the Harden trade. We can talk about some of the acquisitions that happened in the NFL, including your Las Vegas Raiders. They're firing. They fired Josh McDaniels. We can talk about that. And they added Antonio Pierce as their interim coach.
No, that's even worse. Don't even get me started.
We can talk about the NBA format. They got this new tournament style thing, and these crazy ass floors. This is totally gimmicky. We can talk about that.
Nobody knows what's going on with they're trying to do it like I guess how they do soccer.
They're trying to go Europe.
Yeah.
It's like America's suddenly got this trend where they're trying to do everything Europe. We can talk about that because not only are they doing basketball like the European style tournaments, which is I don't really know the format. I can kind of read off and kind of give you an idea of what's going on, but I really don't know what the hell is happening. They kicked off the games this Friday.
Right, yep.
But when I'm talking about America's kind of going Euro, they're doing it with the NBA. You can see the rise of the popularity of Formula One here in the United States.
Sure,
it's popping off. I mean, back in the day, they didn't have any. They didn't have any Formula One races here. Now they got Miami, they got Austin. They're adding another city, I think. Can't think. I just heard about them having another race. I don't know if it's L.A. or but I remember back in the day they didn't have anything. I remember way back in the day when I was a kid, I got into Formula One because they had the Formula One race that came here through Phoenix back in the day.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, it was like 1989 or whatever, and I remember I wanted to see the Formula One race because they raced downtown Phoenix, and at the time I heard like celebrities like David Letterman and
Yeah.
racing aficionados like that were, Jay Leno, those type of people that were coming in to Phoenix to watch the race. And I remember begging my mother, let me kind of, hook me up with the ticket. Can you pay for me so I can go watch the race? She's like, boy, we ain't got no Formula One money.
We got Formula One at home.
Yeah. But yeah, you have the advent of Formula One, this rise of Formula One, and this NBA style Euro tournament. So the NBA and you have the NFL's going to Europe. They're playing.
Yeah.
You got
Lot
a
of
big
games
matchup
there.
this week. You got a big matchup this weekend. You got Kansas City Chiefs and Miami Dolphins.
Yeah.
Will be in, I believe it's Frankfurt, Germany.
Germany, yep.
They'll be in Frankfurt. So. That should be an exciting. And I tell you, I was listening to the previous broadcast, the previous show that that just came on. They were talking about the excitement about football in Germany. They love football in Germany. I know that Roger Goodell and the NFL, they've been trying to force feed the NFL down the throats of the people in London.
Sure.
But Germany is really where they needed to go ahead and to dedicate it and focus their base, because they have a true like football, American football style base, a legitimate diehard base in Germany. They love football. I could tell you back in the days when I was playing NFL Europe, the two best cities were Berlin and Berlin, Frankfurt, and Dusseldorf were the places where they had the most participation and the best fan base in all of NFL Europe.
Yeah, and I think with the NBA is so global. I mean, it's been global. You can thank Michael Jordan for that gave it the global appeal.
Absolutely.
And then, of course, the best players in the league right now are European. Mm-hmm. They're from overseas.
Right.
So you have that appeal, too, that with the fact that the best players in the league are European. And some of the players that are kind of, they can't get on the NBA contract or contracts decline a little bit, they go overseas.
Right.
And play. And that even makes the game more popular. With them having a player that may or may not get a roster spot, but he goes to Europe and is throwing up 40 and 20 a game.
Right.
So I think that Adam Silver was like, hey, you know what? Let's try it out. And I tell you, the games have been exciting. I watched some of the games last night.
Right.
I had to get through the courts. Mm-hmm. My eyes had to adjust.
You had to readjust to that crap. That looks like Smurf turf
For
meets
sure.
the NBA.
But the games were all good.
Yeah.
They're all good. So I think he's onto something there. I think once everybody figures out the rules and knows exactly what's going on, it'll gain more popularity. And it's cool, too, because all the games count with the exception of the championship game of this tournament in December, which will be in Vegas.
Right.
So that's more money for the league, having that championship game in Vegas.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And then they're going to expand to Vegas.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to eventually get an NBA team in Vegas. They got pretty much everything else. They got NFL football. They got obviously WNBA is already there. They're going to probably NHL hockey with the Black Knights or the Golden Knights, excuse me. And then they have the Oakland Athletics are chomping at the bit. They're going to get into Vegas.
Yeah, they'll get into Vegas.
They're going to move to Oakland. From Oakland to relocate from Oakland to Las Vegas the same way that the Raiders did. Mm-hmm. And then it's just a matter of time before they get an NBA franchise. Like I said, the Oakland Athletics, MLB. So they'll go ahead and now have the foursome. So they're no longer afraid about Vegas,
right,
being a bad influence on professional athletes. Which
is ironic when you consider the stigma a lot of athletes have had in the past with betting and sports gambling and all that, mm-hmm. and even a little bit to this day, like with Calvin Ridley and somebody else that betted on games other than the games they played in.
Right.
But with MGM, FanDuel, DraftKings, and other betting sites, it's just at some point, can we talk about getting Pete Rose into the Hall of Fame?
Get him back inducted and to get him on the ballot.
Right.
Yeah, he's never going to get. He's never, at least not in his lifetime, and that's so unfortunate. But he's not, because he kind of did it to himself to a certain extent. Had he come clean and just said, "Yeah, I bet on baseball," and then had true contrition, because it took him so while to come forth with it, and then when he came forth, then he tried to monetize it. And then that was when they were like, okay, we're done trying to work with you. And it's so unfortunate, because everybody that's a baseball fan, that follows baseball, certainly they believe that Pete Rose belongs in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, he does. He nobody in the history of baseball is ever going to get 4,000 hits ever again.
No,
4,200 hits. I mean, that happened.
that's crazy.
It happened.
It's insane.
And it belongs in the Hall of Fame.
It absolutely belongs in the Hall.
So-
He belongs in the Hall of Fame.
So
He
everybody
absolutely belongs in Cooperstown.
needs to come together, cooler heads prevail,
Right.
and get him in. He deserves to be in the Hall of Fame.
I would love to see him in the Hall of Fame. I just certainly if it was Bud Selig, he wouldn't get in. I still don't think that he's going to get in, at least not during his lifetime.
Which is a shame.
Yeah, he's not going to be alive to be able to go ahead and enjoy it and kind of get his flowers, which is so unfortunate. But yeah, who knows? Maybe with this current commissioner Rob Manfred, maybe they might be able to go ahead and put something together. But it is what it is. But the NBA is going to be pretty interesting watching this tournament style go off, and I'll watch it. I'll follow it. It'll be interesting. All right, we in this condensed show, we're going to go ahead and bring a duo of two regulars that you're used to. We'll be bringing in Crazy Tracy. He just wants me to call him Tracy. Crazy Tracy. Cut off the last name. So Crazy Tracy, and we got family nurse practitioner Dr. Amanda Jones, no relation to Marlon. They'll be in the studio live to go ahead and do whatever they're going to do. It's going to be interesting. I have no idea what they're going to be bringing it, but it should be interesting. So stay right here. We'll be right back. You're listening to The Crossover, KDUS 1060.